Hello, my name is Martina Holden and I have prepared a presentation on human digestive system and nutrition. The first part of my presentation will look into the structure and function of the digestive system. The digestive system is made up of the alimentary canal. It is the route food travels through the body and waste products are expelled. The first part of the alimentary canal is the mouth. The mouth includes the teeth and the tongue. The mouth is where mechanical digestion takes place. The teeth chew the food and the tongue pushes the food down to the esophagus. The next stage is the pharynx. The pharynx is part of the digestive tract that receives food from your mouth. Also called the throat, the pharynx has a muscular wall which constricts and pushes food onto your esophagus. The esophagus is around 25 centimetres long and extends from the pharynx through the diaphragm and into the stomach. Liquid and semi-solid slide down the throat and onto the next stage of digestion. The stomach. The stomach is a hollow muscular organ. The muscular coat of the stomach churns food up, mixing it with gastric juices in order to break food down. An average meal can take around 2 to 4 hours to digest. The small intestine is around 6 to 7 metres long and is divided into 3 parts, the duodenum, the jejunum and the ileum. The chyme becomes alkaline in the duodenum and is moved along by peristalsis and is mixed with pancreatic juice and intestinal juice until digestion is complete. We then have the large intestine. The large intestine is around 1.5 metres long and is substantially thicker than the small intestine. The large intestine is made up of 4 sections: the ascending colon, the transverse colon, the descending colon and the sigmoid. The role of the large intestine is to absorb vitamins, convert food into feces and remove water from feces. The next stage is the rectum. The rectum follows the shape of the sacrum and ends in an expanded section called the ampulla, where feces is stored before it's released via the anal canal. The rectum is part of the lower gastrointestinal tract. The rectum is a continuation of the sigmoid colon that connects to the anus. The next stage is the anal canal. The anal canal is the terminal segment of the large intestines between the rectum and the anus. The function of the anal canal is to remove feces from the body. The next part, we're going to look at the digestive accessory structure. And the first one is the tongue. The tongue consists of a striated muscle that occupies the floor of the mouth. The tongue functions as a digestive organ by facilitating movement of food during mastication and assisting swallowing. Next, we have the salivary glands. The salivary glands make saliva and empty it into your mouth through openings called ducts. Saliva helps with swallowing and chewing. We now have the liver. The liver is a meaty organ that sits on the right side of the belly. The liver is responsible for producing bile. The bile leaves the liver via bile ducts, where it is transported to the gallbladder and stored. The gallbladder is a pear-shaped sac that is attached to the liver. The main role of the gallbladder is to store bile. The bile helps to digest fats. We now have the pancreas. The pancreas is a long flat gland that sits behind the stomach in the upper abdomen. The pancreas produces enzymes that help digestion and hormones that help regulate the way your body processes sugar. We now have the bile duct. The bile ducts are a series of thin tubes that go from the liver to the small intestines. The responsibilities of the bile ducts are to move bile from the liver and gallbladder to the small intestine, where it helps to digest the fats in food. So with the next stage of my presentation, we're going to look at the difference between mechanical and chemical digestion. First, we have mechanical digestion. The process of mechanical digestion takes place within the mouth. The teeth break down the food into more digestible pieces through the process of mastication, also known as chewing. Next, we have chemical digestion. This also commences in the mouth with the release of saliva. The brain triggers production of saliva, which moistens food, making it easier to swallow. To break down large food molecules, the structure of the digestive system releases substances called enzymes. Enzymes are essential for healthy digestion and a healthy body. They work with other chemicals in the body to help break down food molecules for a wide range of bodily functions. Specific enzymes work on specific nutrients, and each enzyme works to unlock specific nutrients. The optimum conditions for enzymes is really important. Temperature is important when it comes to enzymes functioning efficiently. If the temperature is too hot, the enzyme will break down. If too cold, the enzyme works too slowly. Another important condition is the pH level. The optimum pH level changes depending on where in the body the enzymes are. The human body is around 37 degrees Celsius. All enzymes work best at this temperature. The first enzyme we're going to look at is salivary amylase. Salivary amylase breaks down the carbohydrates into smaller molecules like sugars, breaking down the large macromolecules into simpler components. Helps the body to digest starchy food like potatoes, rice or pasta. Salivary amylase has an ideal pH level of 6.7 to 7.0. Next, we're going to look at pancreatic amylase. Pancreatic amylase is secreted by the pancreas into the small intestine. When food passes to the small intestine, the remainder of the starch molecules are catalyzed mainly to maltose by pancreatic amylase. Pancreatic amylase had an ideal pH of 7.0. Next, we're going to look at the constituent food groups. A healthy diet is essential for good health and well-being. By consuming a healthy diet, a person can maintain a healthy weight, reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, cardiovascular disease, and some cancers. The first food group is made up of the following: meat, poultry, fish, eggs, nuts, beans, and pulses. The second food group are all a rich source of carbohydrates, a vital source of energy, and should make up around a third of your diet. The third group contains lots of varieties of fruits and vegetables, providing numerous vitamins and minerals, as well as dietary fibre. The fourth group are an excellent source of calcium, as well as being good sources of protein, vitamins and minerals. And the fifth group contain fat and food and drinks containing sugar. These foods can still be included in a balanced diet, however, they should only be consumed occasionally. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.